Digibug. It is October 15th, 2024. It is a Tuesday. Bump. There we go. Not a bad day, a little cool, so I got the sweatshirt on. Got the shorts and flip-flops on, though, too. So, we just had the 13th anniversary of Litecoin. It's been running for over 13 years now, as of October 13th. No interruptions. Never failed to transact value. Blockchain is rock solid, baby. And then we learned today that I think it was Canary Capital, something of that. It's Canary something. The first one to apply for a Litecoin ETF. And I bet money that that'll get approved. No reason why it shouldn't. Litecoin's the better Bitcoin, baby. If Bitcoin can get approved, Litecoin's right behind it, right on the way. So that's coming. Not that I'm a big proponent of that, but that brings money into it. It brings interest into it, and hopefully brings some adoption or more use case into it. Not that it needs it, because if you look at any blockchain, Litecoin's one that people use to actually transact value, because it is sound money for the digital age. Look at the BitPay statistics. Every month, everybody uses Litecoin more than any other coin, more than Bitcoin, more than Ethereum, more than Dogecoin. And it just is what it is. It is not reflected, the dollar price doesn't reflect the use case. It's because it's not hyped by people like Michael Saylor and all the other shills that are out there that never use it and just hold on to it. I kind of think that maybe Litecoin is the coin that's at the right price in dollar terms, and Bitcoin is the one that's way overhyped, because it really doesn't have the greatest use case when it comes to peer-to-peer transactions. And that's what that's what the Bitcoin forks complain about, Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin BSV, just because they understand their beef with Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is not Bitcoin. It doesn't have the transactional capacity to make it a truly peer-to-peer decentralized network. Just can't do it. And you'll see when this bull market kicks off in earnest, we'll see once again that the transactions just can't keep up, and the fees go up, and people get upset, and they're just they'll start looking for alternatives. And what is the alternative? Just sitting there, operating, just waiting for people to come find it. Litecoin. So, rather than keep preaching Litecoin, even though, you gotta think. Cake Wallet, I think this week is releasing their Mimble on Cake Wallet for Litecoin. That'll be pretty cool. Get some privacy transactions from a mobile wallet. Pretty cool. We got the canary in the coal mine with the ETF, and we got the Mimble on Cake Wallet. Get your cake and eat it too. Virtual private money. Litecoin. Sound money for the digital age. All right, enough about the Litecoin commercial here. It's really not commercial, because I'm not making money. It's not commerce. It's just telling it like it is. Your truth, what are we going to call it? A truth-mercial. Trutho cast. All right, enough of the nonsense, right? Got 3 weeks till we have a presidential selection. And do you think anything's going to change? I mean, it could. Do I think anything's going to change? Probably not, because it's always the same old song and dance, print more money, get further in debt, promise. And I love how they're just promising everything right now. We're going to give you 20,000. You get 20,000. You get 20,000. You get 20,000. And then they get elected and realize, well, they already know. And then you realize, well, they really can't just give it to you. We got to have Congress pass it, and, the House, the Senate, then it kind of has to get signed off on. So everybody's got to agree. Come on, man. What do you think's going to happen? You're not going to get your goodies. Be lucky to get that wall closed. If they do close the wall, it just means that they don't want to let you out. And there will be calls for a digital identity. We got to track down all these people that Biden and Kamala let in. We got to track them down. We got to identify them. We got to send them home. We can't let them keep getting away with this. We got to know who they are. They need a digital identity. Yeah, digital identity. Woo! And guess what? Everybody else needs one too. So here we go. Track and trace. Who needs a CBDC when they'll just regulate the stable coins? Stable coins will suck up all the debt, soak it up, all the treasuries and all the bonds that they create, and they'll be pegged to the dollar, and you'll be able to use those in the digital world. Excuse me. Deposit your Bitcoin, convert your Bitcoin, or convert your retirement to Bitcoin, let them custody it. All those mechanisms are in place. Then you'll have regulated stable coins to where if you want to borrow from it, we'll just pay you in stable coins. You know, you can take your, you can borrow it in stable coins rather than withdrawing the Bitcoin, because why would you want to pay with Bitcoin? It's so cumbersome, and you don't want to pay the fees, the transaction fees. It's ridiculous. Just use the stable coin. It's fine. It's regulated. It's backed by the full faith and bull crap of the U.S. corporation. So I kind of see it going that way. And it makes sense. It's the most fluid way to do things and transition over. And it will soak up the old money into the new system. They'll try and use the Bitcoin standard. And of course, other cryptocurrencies. You know, you've got Litecoin. I mean, Ethereum to an extent. I don't know if Ethereum's kind of been grandfathered in. I mean, but man, if there's a security, I sure think that Ethereum would be the security. But you got big players backing it, behind it. But yeah, I see them wanting to keep your assets in digital assets, primarily Bitcoin, that they are going to hold the most of, that the big entities are going to hold. They will not give it to you. You'll be disincentivized. You won't even ask for it. That's the thing. It'll be like your retirement fund. You can get it, but you're going to take big penalties to get it. And you think, you kind of self-police. It'll be the same thing with Bitcoin. Your Bitcoin's there. You can take out your Bitcoin. But then you're going to look at the penalty and say, why would I take out my Bitcoin? I'm just going to go buy something with it. So just give me the stable coin, you know, with no fees. And then you can take it anywhere and buy anything with it. That'll be, you know, mandatory. You can pay for it, anything digitally with those coins, those tokens. And as long as you can get what you want, buy the stuff you want, you're good, right? You're good with letting them custody your stuff because you do now. You let them custody your cash in the bank that's not there, that they derivatized 9, 10 times. I don't even think there's limits anymore. You put $1 in, they'll loan out 100. F it. Create it. Same thing. You're going to have your Bitcoin in there, take your retirement. You get your retirement locked up now. You act like, you know, you have it, but you don't. You have money in the stock market, somebody's holding it for you. You don't have stock certificates. You have ownership of anything? No, you just got a claim to it. And at some point, they may say, you know, that claim, we don't like your behavior because we've been watching what you've been doing. Everything's digital. All this digital money you've been taking out and using. We see what you're doing with it, and probably not the best behavior, so we're going to put some restrictions on you. Yeah, keep you in line, son. But that's what happens when you have a total digital enslavement system that they can track and trace, monitor, shut on, shut off, put time limits on it, whatever. They can do whatever they want. It's code. You can change it any way they want. So maybe you shouldn't stay in that system. Maybe you should opt out of that system. Maybe if you're going to go digital, maybe you should get some digital assets that you control, that it's in your wallet, that you're interacting directly with the private blockchain. I say private blockchain, but not a government intermediary, not a financial institution, kind of like the Satoshi white paper said. And the problem is some of those blockchains, you can't do that without the exorbitant fees, and Bitcoin will be one of those. It'll be too expensive to operate on-chain. So you will gladly let someone custody it for you, and then you can spend your money any way you want. It's just the Bitcoin never moves. It just moves on the ledger. This is what you've got. You know, this is how many shares you have. However, you know, you're never going to get it back. If you do, it's going to be super high penalties. So you'll never ask for it back. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Yeah. Same thing. So be careful of that. Be wary of that. You'll get ushered into it in a very slippery way. It'll feel okay because the people who are going to take you down that path, you're going to say, well, at least it's not the other side, because that other side, boy, they would have taken us into full-blown tyranny. I know, but they're going to slow roll you into it and slide you right into it and make you feel good about it. Hey, you're volunteering it. You know, it's fine. You know, I'm not being forced and coerced. It seems like the best thing to do. That's where we're headed. So 3 weeks from now, they'll kick it off. Total digital enslavement on the way, baby. So get your assets in your possession, what you think you're going to need. I would not depend on a new system, new president, anyone to custody your assets and take care of your stuff for you. You should probably do it yourself. Just saying. Might want to look into Litecoin. You can send $1 million. You can send $1 billion for under a penny. Cheap transactions, been going for over 13 years nonstop. Bitcoin can't say that. Ethereum can't say that. All right. Also, you know, you might want to look into some precious metals that you can hold in your pocket too. I kind of like copper. Actually, I like nickels because they're 75% copper and 25% nickel, and you can buy them at face value, and the face value is actually less than the metal content. Go into the bank, get a nickel, and walk out with like 5.7 cents, something like that, in metal content. Do you think that's going to go down in value in the future as they inflate and create trillions more? No, it's just going to go up. And you have the physical. All right. Hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Just think about the future. Remember the Batman movie, Jack Nicholson? Think about the future! That's what you need to do. Think about the future, because the future is now. All right. Love you all. Exit the Vampire Casino. Trust yourselves. And never, ever let some vampire custody your stuff. And if they are running for office, they're probably vampires, just saying. All right. Love y'all. Have a wonderful Tuesday.